Right, this is the moment we have been waiting for, and it's finally here. It has finally arrived. But before we could get down to the nitty-gritties of the evening, let me just observe protocol and thank our Vice Chancellor and Principal, Professor Mokhalong in absentia, Professor Madaji, our DVC Teaching and Learning, is in our midst this evening. Thank you, sir. I also recognize the presence of Professor Mbambo Kekana from the International Office. Welcome, ma'am. I also recognize the Executive Director of Marketing, Mr. Vic Khomweswana, also in our midst. We're glad to have you. We have our guests of honor, Professor Zwozniak. Dr. Sellogalani was in the hall today for the greater part of the day. Prof. Mapaya seated with us here. Our Executive Dean, Dean of the Faculty of Humanities, the host faculty, Professor R.S. Mautu, and other deans, if they are here, who want to acknowledge your presence. We also want to acknowledge the presence of our research professors. Our research professor in the faculty is Professor Rafapa. He will be joining us soon, but Prof. Masuku is here also. We also want to recognize you and welcome you. So before we can get to the program, let me ask Prime Sounds to do an introductory item for us so that we can start with our business of the evening. Prime Sounds. It's the evening to have some fun and to forget a little bit about summary of assessors' reports, graduation. Let's break free a little bit. Thank you. Thank you very much, Prime Sounds. Ladies and gentlemen, we're kickstarting our program, and you look fabulous. Say to the person next to you, you look stunning. Eita. You have dressed to kill, I love that. Thank you very much. And I also want to acknowledge your presence here, ladies and gentlemen, colleagues, heads of department, senior lecturers, professors, and everyone else who's in the hall. Together with our students, we just make one happy community, and we hope we're going to have a very great evening. Let me not take too much of your time and welcome upstage Prof. Makhatlela to come and do a welcome and also provide a context for this evening. Prof. Makhatlela, over to you.
Good evening, and Program Director, thank you for the opportunity. And let me take this moment to welcome you all. Over the course of the 2 days. We are here for a celebratory moment. I know academics, we love too much English and too much details in everything, but this is a moment to unwind. This is a moment to harness and strengthen the friendships and collaborations that we have started. This is a space where we can simply make the connections last longer, because we started friendships as fellow academics, directors. I see Prof. Bazo there sitting next to the DVC. Maybe one day we might see you with us dressed like me. So that's why we are here. But nonetheless, I am going to really give context. Of course, Research Day's expansion to SADC and intensified presence of UL doctoral students. So in the main, the faculty's diligent efforts towards the growth of our nation's research repository saw a total of 67 abstracts eventually being resubmitted and approved after conceptual and methodological technical improvements that resulted from the conscientious engagement of our review panel with our presenters, and of some of the review panelists are here. And we thank them for the sterling job that they have done for us. Please, thank you for that. Without mention of names, you know yourselves, you played a critical and sterling job that saw us being able to finalize the beautiful program we had over the past, yesterday and today. Of course, in the main, why we ended up having those presentations, it's in keeping with the developmental approach of spring lectures, mindful of our socio-political imbalances of the past, short-term postgraduate research reports and research articles culminating respectively in quality graduations and accredited publications should undoubtedly result from such rigorous abstract vetting. So these spring lectures are always about students, about developing, capacitating our students so that when they leave the corridors of our university to the world out there, they are fine-tuned, they are the best product, they can compete internationally. So in the main, the 67 accepted abstracts include an impressive growth of UL's postgraduate students presentation from 28 in 2023 and to 46 in 2024. So you can see that actually we doubled the numbers to really tell that this program is really, yielding it's achieving its intended. So we anticipate more submissions next year. And you can all agree that students' work that was presented is of quality. So we are doing very well there. So the institutions whose researchers came to present this year increased, and they are, of course, Department of Basic Education. We also, remember, this is not only for University of Limpopo students only. We also invite other students from other institutions. Durban University of Technology and other universities, I cannot mention all. We really thank those presenters who came from afar. We also I see Mr. Jesus here, Mira, from Mozambique. We also appreciate that you came all the way from Mozambique to be with us here. And of course, innovatively, the 2024 spring lectures enriched the regular mix of main papers shorter student papers, keynote addresses, by adding a presentation on action research emanating from collaborative research project with the UL and DCS. You'd remember we signed an MOU with Correctional Services last year, and Professor Hesseling there presented a beautiful paper. You see, she's nodding, agreeing, which really anchors that MOU, and we wish more and more success to that project, Prof. Thank you. So, in the main, among the many outstanding features of our keynote addresses, we saw beautiful papers coming from Professor Wozniak, Professor Bazo today, and of course, who will forget the two music geniuses that gave a very beautiful moment. We were all in Jubial and Prof. Mapaya, I know that you are still going to, give us something at some point. And I wish any moment from now, Dr. Halani could walk in so that we can really have that beautiful moment. But in the main hours as the committee, we really like to give credit for the success of this year's two-day event to the executive dean and of course faculty executive committee that he leads with the capability and prowess. The committed colleagues who toiled behind the scenes with the resolve to clinch the faculty successful 2024 research days in the main spring lectures and communications and logistics committee. I think we sometimes do not give credit much to our communications and logistics and marketing department. They have really done us wonders, and we thank you, Dade Khomieswana. And of course, the team, Dade Dubat, Mr. Mukaze, Nakedi, we really appreciate you guys, Professor Ntombela in the logistics, Ramashava, Tatembo Weni. I cannot mention you all and cover you, but I think the work that you've done speaks for itself, and the audience here will agree with me. On that note, I would really request for another round of applause for this committee. It's not an evening for speeches, Program Director. I think I've done my part, and thank you.
At the outset, one would like to congratulate the Executive Dean of the Faculty of Humanities and their team, led by Professor Rafapa and the school directors, as already mentioned. And I know you worked as a team. You were like Manchester City in terms of getting results. Not that I support it, but where there is equality, we should acknowledge it. And indeed, you worked so well. And the results are there for everybody to see. All the guest speakers' presentations were good and apt as they highlighted challenges associated with oil and gas extractions, the interplay between AI and development, the impact of technology on organic music, and the use of mother tongue in education, etc., etc. I wish I could sing, because Prof. Mapaya can play a guitar, he can sing, he does all these things alone. And I was so envious of him that he does all these things which I love so much, but I cannot perform them. Then I prayed one day to the Lord and say, can't you give me something to be proud of? Well, my prayer has been answered in the sense that the gift that I have is not a gift really. It is part of Ubuntu that when Prof. Mapaya sings, I'm also singing. I also share in his singing. It becomes mine. Therefore, I am super rich because I can sing through him. I can speak through Victor there. I can argue in a scholastic manner through Professor Nzenze. So I'm super rich. I'm a billionaire. Ladies and gentlemen, it is encouraging to note that the lectures zoomed in on national and international issues. Furthermore, the faculty is doing extremely well to prepare both academics and students to become quality academics. As Prof. Makhatlela said, who can stand their ground anywhere. Some of us in the past did not enjoy such support. You were on your own as an academic and student. I don't want to bore you, but in my case, when I became an academic, I did not have a mentor. So the students these days are so fortunate because they have committed and dedicated supervisors. Some of us, we learned these theories that students can recite so easily. We learned these theories without any guidance. But I was so impressed by their presentations by students because they speak of these theories, theoretical frameworks, as if they are counting 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. They speak about Afrocentricity, Marxism, and even big terms like designs, methodologies, qualitative and quantitative. Some spoke of mixed, is it mixed methods, where you combine quantitative and qualitative, but not in an equal measure. That quantitative could be more and qualitative could be less. And they gave it a term. I can't remember the term, but I'll go and Google and search for that term, which means learning does not come to a stop. We also learn from our students. And from such students, I trust they are not going to leave the country because the future of the country is basically in their hands. We would like them to become academics, to become researchers, to become scientists in all these areas. And the foundation starts here. Believe you me, the paper that you have read today, you can note it in your CV and say, I have read a fascinating paper, and if you want to confirm that indeed I read it, contact Prof. Sitole for him to confirm it. And these days, because people do exaggerate, they do phone Prof. Sitole and say, Prof. Sitole, are you aware of a student called Ndibuo? And Prof. Sitole will have to respond and say, yes, I'm familiar with Ndibuo. She was a student of mine, and she did all these theories that she's talking about. So it's a very important thing for students to read papers. And you never know, some of these papers, I trust, are going to end up as articles in accredited journals. And these days, when you apply for a job, the competition is very stiff. For a single position, you might find 1,000 applications. Then how do you choose the candidate to be given the position. Normally, what we do, we look at the CVs and then all of the CVs will be reflecting that we have PhDs, all of them. But then we check in terms of publications now. Who has published? Who has not published? Those who have published, like our students now, you stand a very good chance of gaining employment. And it does work. I've seen some of our students, I don't want to brag, but one academic from another institution came to us like during the spring lectures. He was so impressed by our students that when he left, he poached all of them to go and join his university, which attests to the fact that our academics are doing a very good job in terms of training, in terms of mentoring. So I would say, can we give our academics a big round of applause? And I know I'm just about to conclude. As I said, I'm going to combine my two items. I was supposed to give a congratulatory message. And I know awards are going to be dished out to deserving candidates. And my message in this case is for you to receive an award. It's because you must do the best that you can in whatever position. Be the best sweeper of floors. Be the best administrative officer. Be the best secretary. I was impressed by one secretary today, and I was so envious. I'm not sure who that secretary is, but she impressed me. Then I said, God willing, I must poach this secretary. Because when we were busy dishing our refreshments in the morning, she picked juicy fruit from there, and there, and take a plate, and I saw a plate full of juicy fruit, enticing. Berries there, apples, bananas. I thought she was going to eat that plate. She did not. I followed her. She did not see me. She took that plate and gave it to a line manager. I was so impressed that if I were to award these awards, I'm just trying to be poetic like Prof. Rafapa now. If I were to award these awards, she would be one of the awardees. But even if she's not one of the awardees, you never know. I think I've planted a seed in the line manager that in future I think she will get that award. So be the best in whatever you do. You get noticed. But the issue is that we do not work in order to receive awards. We work because we have to work. We have to improve our circumstances. We have to achieve progress in whatever we do. Because sometimes, even hardworking as you are, we as human beings, we are fallible. We may not see you, and we may not praise you at all. And if you are used to getting awards, you might be disappointed that I've been working so hard. I come to work very early. Nobody commends me. Nobody says, hi, I see you are doing well. Then you stop doing good. Don't stop. From my perspective, biblically, we say God sees you. So do not tire to do good at all times. Lastly, I was impressed by Prof. Mapaya that he's so multilingual. Today we were speaking about the implementation of the language policies. I try to be multilingual, but Prof. Mapaya, I have to acknowledge, he's better than I am. He's good in Shitsonga. He's good in Northern Sotho. Excellent in my mother tongue, Chivenda. He speaks Chivenda better than I do. His English is superb. His Afrikaans as well. They can walk Afrikaans praat. Which then taught me that as a country, we tend to look down upon ourselves. We are very rich. We are very rich because from one person, that one person can beat an artificial intelligent machine. We have been talking about artificial intelligence, that one machine can do a job of 100 people. But through Mapaya, I was convinced that artificial intelligence will not take everything from humanity or from human beings. That human beings will still remain ahead. In the sense that artificial intelligence cannot exist without human beings. Because if those machines were to be rebellious, I can switch off the lights, I can switch off the electricity, I can remove the battery. That artificial intelligent being or machine will not operate. On that note, I simply wanted maybe to affirm our colleagues who are doing so well, that keep up the good job. We see you, like I saw the lady today, who is a very good secretary. And I see Prof. Sitoles nodding. I'm going to whisper in his ears the name of that secretary, so that if time comes for promotion,
Shall we give another round of applause to the DVC speech? Another round of applause, please. Thank you very much. We will give this opportunity to Prime Sounds to give us an item, and they will be followed by the dean and the directors in the school of, in the faculty coming up stage to perform or to render that item that they're supposed to. Prime Sounds. And as they are preparing themselves, I hope you can see that the stage is shining. It's by design. In our previous spring lectures, we had the band, on stage. And this year, we said the band will go down there because the carpet is not as slippery for you to make those skillful moves as you are responding to the sound.
Thank you, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You may be surprised, the program director called the dean and the directors. I'm here to indicate that we had yesterday and today having all the presentations under her leadership. Although we are respecting him in all respect, but today I should think we have to give him total respect. When I say let's go, she said, I will never attend that stage until Prof. Mapaya perform. So I'm requesting that you perform so that our mother can ascend the stage.
Two, 1, 2. This is what AI can do. Ne? Dr. Holland, where are you, sir? He's not here. Okay, if he was here, ne, he would go. Kirar, if he was here, he would go. And if you were Africans, ne, you were going to assist him. And so, you can't do it alone. Go. And then the bass will go. Yeah. Yeah, there it is. AI can make mistakes, ne? Udugudu, check it, Udugudu, don't do. I do the one, don't them. Udu, ten, Tabadu, Adugu, Adigu, Akiki, Ragada, Gugu, Ari, Gugu, Adu, then God, take it slow. Ding, boom, bagaga, Udu, zoom, bing. And then I'll come in, I'll say, oh, it's too loud. Pella, don't forget, Alan will say, and then you'll be helping him that. Then go to. Then I'll say. He'll be here going. Someone will be dancing that time. Someone will be dancing on stage. Kids are holy. Kids are holy. Someone will be on the stage. Kids are holy. And the entire hall will be singing with us. Getting ready to Muna yonanta puta kitwaka. Let's sing it for the executive dean. Ben, take it down. Kitwa hule. Eh? Ladies. Kitwa hule. Kitwa hule. Okay. Kitwa hule. Yonana kitwa hule. Again. Bana ere kitla ushapa. Kitla ubeta. Kitla. Thank you.
Thank you, Prof. Mapaya. Can we give him a round of applause, please? Thank you. Now we are requesting a prime sound to give us a special music, inviting a DVC Prof. Madachi to ascend the stage. combining item 6 and 7. Halala, Faculty of Humanities, Faculty on the Move. They have indicated that it's not the time for speeches. Shortly, I only want to indicate that our faculty is the biggest and the diverse one, characterized by hardworking academic and staff members. We are one big family under the leadership of Prof. Mauto. What I like about it is that we are holding each other's hand for the smooth running of the faculty. Now we are using this moment to show off, to brag, to show our colleagues who distinguished themselves throughout this academic year by being the most resourceful staff members in their different areas. We all know that we are looking at the research part, community engagement, teaching and learning, but we are holding each other's hand so that those who are excelling in research, others will excel in community engagement and then in teaching and learning. Hence, I'm saying we have colleagues who are most resourceful in their different areas. So we are taking this moment to congratulate them, to thank them, and to encourage them to keep on doing the good work. Let me indicate that we have one who is the most emerging researcher, as I have indicated, the 3, Lakehead, Port, and then the rest. They are the most resourceful staff members. Let's give them a round of applause as we will be calling them. The first one is Professor S.F. Rapolo, who is the most emerging researcher, staff member. The second one is Miss Mama Sheila D, the most resourceful staff member for the 2024 academic year. Run, Dinah. The next one is Miss N. Malaji, the most resourceful staff member for 2024 academic year. The prophecy is now fulfilled. I'm calling Ms. T. Letswalo for the most resourceful staff member for 2024. Rantebogo. The next one is Mr. E. Chewe, the most resourceful staff member for the 2024 academic year. E. Chewe. Who's that? Maybe the head of department for Chewe. Okay. Okay. Can I please call Mr. Homoeswan to take the award for Chewe? The next one is Prof. K.M. Chweni, the most resourceful staff member for the 2024 academic year. And then Prof. Chweni is not here. Prof. Singh is not here. May Prof. Kula, can you stand for SK, please? Thank you. The next one is Mr. G. Lerodi, under the most resourceful staff member. Lerodi. Thank you. The next one is Mr. M.E. Khatla, the most resourceful staff member in the school. Thank you. The next one is Dr. P.K. Maputa, the most resourceful staff member for the 2024 academic year. Khaladi. The next one is Mr. K. Mudiba, also the most resourceful staff member in the 2024 class. The next one is Mr. P.T. Mogashwa, also the most resourceful staff member for the 2024 academic year. Okay. P.T. Do we have Dr. Todze in our midst? Can you take the award for P.T. Mogashwa? Yes. The next one is Mr. L. Mugazi, the most resourceful staff member for the 2024 academic year. The next one is Dr. K.L. Mpila, the most resourceful staff member. Thank you. The next one is Prof. BXS Ndombela, the most resourceful staff member. The next one is Mr. DJ Ramushaba, also under the most resourceful staff members for the 2024 academic year. The next one is Miss Z Zulu, the most resourceful staff member for the 2024 academic year. Dr. Todze, you'll have to... sorry. The last but one, we have Mr. E. Chewe, under the most resourceful staff members for the 2020. The last one is Miss N. Matabe, and Matabe for the most resourceful staff member for the 2024 academic year. Can I please call? Okay. As the faculty, we are very, very proud of them. Let's give them the last round of applause. Wow.
I'm requesting Prof. Masugu to listen carefully to what I'm going to say as I will finally give vote of thanks. In my mind, before I thank, starting from our number one, I was saying I wished he was here. You don't know how much I envy the Faculty of Science and Agriculture, the Health Sciences, the VCs hours. You know, if he was here, I'm sure that he was going to say, Maudu, how much are you going to give them? I'm doubling it. And because he's not here, I just hope he has connected online so that he can hear my prayer to say, please, VC, double the amount that I'm going to give to the awardees as token of appreciation. And in our case, it is never that much. I hope you all know that never at much. It doesn't even exceed the hundreds of thousands that he usually doubles. So I just hope he's listening and Maudu is praying and Maudu will be negotiating with him to say, please, Prof, this time around, double the amount that the faculty will be giving to the awardees. I thought of announcing it aloud, but I want to be strategic. If I announce it, he will say yes. Then you know when you go to the highmost office, if you say 2,000, you say, okay, Maudo, I will double. So I'm still going to think about the best amount that I will start with to hear from him if he will double it. And I will be present as the awards of other faculties are being issued so that I listen carefully and I calculate and then I negotiate. So I just want to say to the awardees, we are not yet done. As a faculty, we will still give you something monetary to say we see you as you work so hard in the faculty. So let's put a comma there. Masuku, you are the witness. Maudu is pleading for doubling. So I'll be strategic and I will watch how much you offer. I won't phone tonight, Masuku. I will wait for the right time, but there will be something given to the awardees. Let me take this opportunity to formally close our spring lectures. And most of the time, I like cautioning people. It will be part of my project that I'm running, the mentoring, advancing women in academic leadership. One of the things that I will tell them is that when you are given a program, check carefully. Don't intrude into other person's item. From yesterday, people were thanking the guest speakers. They were, even today, they are thanking the guest speakers. Then my item has been taken, all of it. I'm left with nothing because they were thanking the guest speakers, they were thanking the musicians, so I'm left with nothing. So I'm just left with only 2 little ways of thank you. But I want to say, when spider webs unite, they can tie up a lion. It is an African proverb. With teamwork and cooperation, we can solve huge problems. As a faculty, let us work as a team. It doesn't help for people to sit alone in corners. We won't tie up the lion. Yesterday, when we welcome all of you, I just guess we were all electrified by Samakono's categorization of humans. You remember we spoke of the sharks, the salmons, the dolphins. I was drawing it from Samakonos. But there is something that is still outstanding. I want a group of youngsters who will hungrily research about sardines people. And because the landscape has changed. Remaining for the presenters are the publications. We are thanking you, the presenters, especially the students. We thank you so much. But it's not yet over. You have to publish. As we thank you and you are getting ready to publish, take note that the University of Limpopo has taken a stance that you cannot graduate a PhD degree if you do not have at least 1 paper accepted in a peer-reviewed journal. So that is a challenge. And we are going to work together. We are going to support you as a faculty so that we achieve that. We thank you. Thank you so much. Immediately after Prof. Wozniak's presentation, during the question and answer time, they requested at least 1 woman to ask a question because it was only men who were asking questions. I hope you remember. So I want to tell you that Prof is still worried that there was no women who can represent us. They asked a question yesterday. They said, is there any woman who can ask a question? It's only men who were. So no one. Until somebody said, Dr. Samkesi, do you have? I said, no. I'm referring to that session. So Prof is still worried that no one, no woman raised to that occasion. So that is a challenge, Prof. It means somebody else must research on why was there no women rising up to the occasion. Professor Paso, we heard you. We heard you, and in this, the area that you are in, it's a very dangerous area for women. That's why for you we have an excuse that we can just write a question mark. Dr. Galane indicated that the executive dean must be charged. You remember? The executive dean must be charged because we do not implement language policy. If I heard him very well, you can imagine I'm in trouble. But then in advance, I said, okay, because I'm the accounting officer. But how am I going to survive this? No, I will charge the director of School of Languages and Communication Studies. Why am I going to charge him? Because he has the full support of the faculty through PENSALP. It's the Pan South African Language Board. They have given us some money so that we collaborate and run with the implementation. From the faculty big office, we even assisted the school by appointing Dr. Rammala so that they run with that implementation of the language policy. So I'm going to charge the director of School of Languages and Communication, who will also charge the HOD. Don't make a mistake. It will be the HOD of the Department of Linguistics, Translation and Interpreting. We are going to do it in that manner. Prof. Mabai. Sure. Music is therapeutic. Music is therapeutic. We cannot thank you enough with Dr. Galan. You don't know what the contribution that you have made to the faculty. We are so blessed to have men like you to support Faculty of Humanities. We are rich in humanities with talent. We have performers, performing arts, I can name them. And we heard you very well to say it's important that we now start to refocus and have music program as a standalone program. So we have noted that, and I don't take it lightly. There was one presentation by Manatsa. It's on gender. You know, the presenter mentioned something like, "Monna ki nku o llela teng." You remember? Monna ki nku o llela teng. If I translate it, hey, I will get another charge sheet. So it's better I leave it there. But what I want to indicate is that we thank you also for raising that, because there is a misunderstanding sometimes where they think gender-based violence is related to women abuse and child abuse, and they don't know hore the most abused beings are the men. Therefore, we must have a research here. My apology, women. I'm also a woman and I know them. We are going to strike for a balance. It cannot be only women abuse. What about men abuse? Because when they go to report the cases, they laugh at them because they find men there. But ufenya ke mosadi. That's how policemen react. So there must be research on men abuse. Men are being abused, mara they are keeping quiet because monna kinku olela day. My apology, women. It must be researched. I want to thank all of you. I want to thank all of you, and I want to indicate that one other research that I spotted, I formulated a question for it already. And it will be in line with this one of the GBV. Or is there any person who can sleep with a mosquito in the blankets? Is it possible to sleep with a mosquito in the blankets? So as we research, we must also consider this, and we are going to thank the researchers if they bring the right solutions, because our university motto is finding solutions for Africa. Thank you, everyone. Let's enjoy the dinner.
Thank you, thank you. Good evening once again. I'm sitting there and relaxed, medicating myself, and then I'm forgetting about the important item that I must also announce on. You will pardon me. Thanks once again for your patience. I think we managed to run through our program. We, I can hear you. The holy water is speaking now that day. Thank you. We are going to, can I have your attention? We have serving stations on the left and on the right. And of course, on the table, you have some wines. I see people have started enjoying, hence, there's no attention. So I'm going to ask that we start with the first two tables, starting with the table A here, where we have our DVC, Professor Madaje, and the Director of our International Affairs Office. No, this is table A. Then we'll come to the Dean's Office, Professor Maudu, and the school directors, and of course our guests of honor. And then thereafter, I would request from all the tables that the, hey, that's nice. Research ethics committee members and heads of departments to proceed after the two tables. And thereafter, we can always proceed, in that order to the left and the right, so that we avoid going left. So from this table, this side, we can follow. 1, 2, research ethics members, committee members, HODs, you know yourselves, directors, we can all go. And then after that, all of us, we can always go on the left-hand side, right side. So enjoy yourselves, have fun. But tomorrow we are working, remember? Thank you.